Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the Denver steak, one of the less known steaks, but still a definite great steak to be cooking in the cast iron pan. So we're going to take a look at that today. So the Denver steak is actually part of the chuck roast. It's a well marbleized tender piece of meat that's kind of tucked up in the chuck roast that's usually ground up into hamburger. It's kind of unknown until recently. It's kind of been more popularized. It's a great cut. If your local butcher doesn't have it, you can probably ask them for it, and they'll maybe be able to cut one up for you. But it's a nice little thin cut steak. You're gonna want to cook each side evenly. We're doing about 2 to 4 minutes each side. That was about 2 minutes on that one side, and we'll rotate it around here onto the other side. Want to get a good caramel color on the top like that. Again, we have the pan on high. That's why we got a lot of smoke going, so make sure it's well ventilated. And I'm also pairing it up with some butternut squash. I just cubed the butternut squash, a little butter, a little garlic, a little salt in the pan, and just kind of browning up that butternut squash. That's going to go with it. I think I'm going to chop up some green onions, put that in there as well. But let's just turn this over onto the last side, let it go for another 2 minutes on this side. So you got lots of smoke, so you want to make sure it's nice and well ventilated, so that way you don't smoke up the kitchen. So I'm going to rotate it one more time on each side, kind of give each side about 10 seconds maybe, to just make sure we get a good nice caramelization. Let's give each side another rotation, I guess. Seal this side up, and we're going to just tap the ends real quick on the cast iron. I'm going for a medium rare. That's how I like my steak. Obviously, if you want to cook it more, just cook it more, and you're going to get more time. I'd say probably maybe a minute more on each side. So we did it 2 to 3 minutes each side. So do it 4 to 5 minutes each side. And that'll get it more of a medium, and then you can just go up from there. I'm going to add some of these green onions to the butternut squash. And then I'm going to plate up this steak here, so you can see how I'm going to do that. Adding green onions or parsley or something like that adds a little pop of color to your side and kind of makes it more appealing. It makes it look good. This is a great looking steak. Nice caramelized color on all the sides, nice evenly cooked, not burnt on any edges or anything like that. So that's what you're going to want to go for. So let's go ahead and cut into it. I'm going to cut it into nice little medallions. You're going to want to cut it cross like this. That way you get these little medallions, and also you're cutting across the meat grain, so it makes it easier to cut and tenderize as far as eating. Cut it into little medallions like this, and then I'll show you how to plate it up. So let's go ahead and put the butternut squash in kind of a nice line on the plate. That way we can line up the medallions next to it like that. Makes it have a real nice appearance. So I'm going to sprinkle some dried parsley around the edge. Just again, that adds more color to the plate. Kind of gives a little variation. And then I'm going to throw some fresh spring onion on the side. Just kind of balance out the plate. And there you go. The Denver steak with some butternut squash. Feel free to comment if you have any questions about that, but thanks again for watching the SteakMaker. Tune in for more ways to cook steaks.